From the campus of Pensacola Christian College on the court of the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena, we welcome you to Pensacola Christian College Eagles basketball. Tonight's opponent, Clearwater Christian College from Clearwater, Florida. Hello again, everyone. My name is Jeff Surgeon. Working alongside me is Luke Harrison. Scott Smith helped me with the ladies' game, and he is helping us with stats tonight. Luke, it's going to be a great game. It always is when Clearwater comes to town.
Absolutely. We just saw the ladies play, as you mentioned. The final score of that game was Pensacola Christian College Eagles 79, Clearwater Christian Cougars 41. Quite the overwhelming victory there for your Eagles, as they shot 53% as a team from the floor. One thing that was, very impressive. One player that stood out, Miss Hannah Ship, number 20. She only had 17 and a half minutes of play time, but in that time she was able to shoot 83% from the court with 15 points, and the leading scorer, Ashley Antuna, with 16. As we go to the men's game now, we're really looking for a performance from number 22, Stephen Gwenchard, as he is starting yet again tonight after impressive performance against Trinity. This is what we would consider one of our two big rivalry games. It used to be Clearwater was the big one, but now that Bob Jones University has a Division I or Division II team, NCCAA team rather, they're going to come to town in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be it's already a rivalry just because of who Bob Jones University is. So that's going to be exciting. But tonight we look forward to a great game with Clearwater, and as you were able to tell on the widescreen shot, it is a whiteout tonight. Folks were encouraged to wear white, and they have done so. Let's turn it over to the public address announcer now for pregame activities.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena on the campus of Pensacola Christian College. We want to especially welcome our guests from Clearwater Christian College to Pensacola Christian College and home of the PCC Eagles. Okay. At this time, would you please stand and join us as we are led in prayer by Dr. Adams of the Criminal Justice Department. After prayer, please remain standing and join us in the singing of our national anthem by Charity and Melody St. Clair.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the opportunity we have to bring two Christian schools together to compete. I pray they compete with honor, with glory, and Lord, I pray that no one be hurt. I thank you so much for the opportunities these young men have to demonstrate ability and Christian character. In your precious Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, their bursting in the air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Cougars from Clearwater, Florida. Starting at guard, a junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 5, Eric McCrae. Starting guard, a sophomore from San German, Puerto Rico, number 10, Brian Horak. Starting forward, a freshman from Greenville, South Carolina, number 22, Jonah Dew. Starting forward, a junior from Valrico, Florida, number 23, Colin DeHate. And starting forward, a freshman from Temple Terrace, Florida, number 32, David Pollarine. And the head coach for the Cougars, Mike Tuma. And now for the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Starting at point guard, a senior from Kodiak, Alaska, number 23, David Craddy. Starting wingman, a freshman from Annecy, France, number 22, Stephen Gunshard. Starting post, a senior from Branford, Connecticut, number 32, Adam Paulson. Starting post, a junior from Pensacola, Florida, number 33, Mike Getch. And starting post, a junior from Pensacola, Florida, number 50, John Andrews. And the head coach for the Eagles is Coach Mark Getch. The Eagles' assistant coach is Jeremy Ruffin. The officials for tonight's game are Chip Bowes, Brad Bowes, and John Evans.
We are set for a fantastic matchup tonight with the Eagles and the Cougars. You are watching Pensacola Christian College live streaming action in high definition. Thank you so much for watching tonight, or wherever you may be. It could be morning if you're catching us around the globe. You never know. All right, here we are set for tip-off. The crowd is ready to go in their whiteout.
Tip-off easily won by number 50 of the Pensacola Christian Eagles, John Andrews. You know, it really looks like tonight one of the main advantages we're going to have is size. They announced the starting lineup for Clearwater, and their tallest guy coming into the game to start out at least is standing at 6'5". We have at least 3 players in our starting lineup of at least that height.
Yeah, I would say on the average we out-height them a couple of inches. There's a alley-oop attempt and a turnover. Clearwater not afraid to try to run early.
Already you see that quickness that sometimes accompanies a smaller team. Just because they don't have the size doesn't mean that they don't have that quickness. That's something we're really going to have to look out for in tonight's game.
That's a nice look underneath the Gunshaw, but it's a turnover for the Eagles, and the Clearwater Cougars will have possession, three-quarter court, and the Eagles will set up in a what looks to be a man-to-man defense as they match up. And you will notice immediately the crowd is a good bit louder than they were last week against Trinity. There's a missed shot brought down by Getch. Quickly up the court, it's Gunshaw. And he wisely will kick it back out for the open man. Beautiful rebound by Gunshaw. They need to set it back up. There's Gunshaw for 3. He can hit that.
We've had some good looks so far, just a little bit off the mark. Maybe a little bit of nerves in this rivalry game, but there's Mike Getch on the inside for the first 2 points of the game.
Good no-look pass from Craddy, and already a timeout from Clearwater. It's going to be a 20-second timeout. Now, you're the coach of Clearwater. You tell me why you think they would take a timeout this early.
I think he feels like they're maybe getting caught up in the hype of this game, as it is a rivalry game, not only for us, but also for them. you saw just a few times where they were trying to make it down the floor a little too quickly and committed some turnovers. And maybe just trying to calm those nerves, take a quick 20-second timeout, and get them in a rhythm because, you know, they might feel like maybe they're the underdogs tonight. And so trying to make sure they maintain their composure regardless of the atmosphere tonight.
Probably a smart timeout. I think it just settle them down. They're not afraid to take threes. That was a wide open look for Horak, excuse me. But he misses, and the Eagles come back down. That's Gunshaw surveying the situation. Paulson taking it in. Andrews again. Had to be a foul in there somewhere. Who will it go against? Devin Pollarine.
I think what we saw right there, that second and third opportunity shot, is something we're going to be seeing quite a bit of tonight as John Andrews in there at 6'9", is going to be able to just probably just reach above the defenders.
Philip Tarza.
New player for Clearwater, Philip Tarza. He's number 33 in the maroon.
John makes 1 of 2, taking the score 3-0. It's like a delay of game warning on number 33, Mike Getch, as he might have tipped it a little too far out of bounds.
All right, here comes Clearwater. They have one man down low. Now they're going to try to screen on the left side for the open three-point shot. Eagles will have nothing of that. Thought about it. Good defense. And a block.
Great defense by the Eagles there. They made it. They had to. Cougars had to force it there to get any room at all, and John Andrews there to clean it up.
This is Craddy up top. He's going to set up a play. Andrews look for a back door here. Nothing. And that's Craddy. I think Andrews set that up by turning around, posting, looking for the open man. They kind of backed off of him. That left Craddy open. Another miss. And here come the Eagles already on a 6-0 run. Hard to the floor. That's Andrews, and who is that for Clearwater? That looks to be Tarza. Both players are okay. And out of all that, Andrews with the foul call.
You know, it's not very often we see John Andrews go that hard for a rebound. He was good ways up there in the air and just came down on the defensive player, got the foul called on him. But good to see that aggression. I think the Eagles are really not feeling the pressure of the crowd, but feeding off of their enthusiasm.
So a trapping press now, easily broken by Clearwater. Taken up.
Great defense.
Partially blocked. And he is triple teamed underneath, and they're going to get an Eagles player with a foul, and that is Paulson. So 2 team fouls this early against the Eagles, and 2 new players for Clearwater. That's number 21, Austin Swinga, and I missed the other one. We'll get to him here in a minute.
It did appear that Adam Paulson was one that committed the foul, but when the official turned to the score table to give the numbers, he gave them 33, which is Mike Getch. I don't believe he was directly involved in that play.
No, he's missed that. And let's hope that doesn't affect the outcome later. And he just
there we go. There's
32.
There's the correction.
Speaking of 32, that's 32 for Clearwater. No good. Fast break, nice dish, and the lay-in from Paulson as the Eagles have an 8-0 lead. There's a 3 from Jonah Drew, and he's going to get fouled. Well, they say he was shooting 3. No, inside the line. So Drew will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul on Paulson, his first. Okay, excuse me. Foul on Andrews.
In for the Eagles, number 42, Xavier Skinner.
And if that's the case, that's his second early foul.
And that's something we really can't afford. They've sent Xavier Skinner in to substitute for him. But don't like seeing Big John Andrews getting in foul trouble this early.
So you mentioned the height difference. Now it's even.
Now it's a little more even, yes. Crowd, I think, really is looking for a big performance tonight from number 22, Stephen Gunshaw.
Yeah. What are they going to? They're going to wave that off and call a charge. And I think that's the right call.
Foul on number 22, Jonah Dew.
Jonah Drew came in a little out of control and then tried to bump into his man, and the officials would have nothing of it. Here comes Adam
Cougars,
Van
number 3,
Wingarden.
Adam Van Wingarden.
Tight defense by Clearwater, broken by the Eagles. There's Gunshaw off the mark again, and they're going to get number 42 for the Eagles, Xavier Skinner, over the back on the rebound.
And that was a good call. Seen a couple questionable ones, but you know, when they're that blatantly obvious, he's reaching over the other player to tip the ball out to another Eagle, then they're going to call that every time.
There was a screen play set up very nicely for Van Wingarden, but he missed the three, and there's a foul underneath. But that one will go against Gunshaw. And quickly, the Eagles with 5 team fouls.
We're not even 5 minutes into this first half here, and won't be long till we're in bonus. Coming off of the floor for the Eagles, number 33, Mike Getch, and 22, Stephen Gunshaw, substituting for them. Number 11, Tyler Scott, and number 20, Brent Stickles, both seniors for the Eagles.
Good defense for the Eagles. And a desperation shot for Clearwater as the Eagles bring it back down and set it up. There's Skinner. Nice shot, Craddy, off the mark. He had an open look, just didn't fall for him.
We've seen a bit of a dry run here in scoring for both teams, but do keep in mind that the Eagles are still up 8-1. Low-scoring game here.
That one puts Clearwater on the board with a field goal.
Swearinga.
Austin Swearinga. Eagles trying to post, but that was a really high post to get a turnaround jumper. Clearwater did a good job. Missed three, rebound. Here come the Eagles. Tyler Scott fouled from behind by Adam Van Wingarden. Crowd didn't like that, but
in for the Eagles,
they're going to let him know about it.
33, Mike Getch, and number 3, Evan Templeton. In for the Cougars, number 10, Ryan Horak.
A couple more substitutions for the Eagles. Number 3, Evan Templeton, and Mike Getch, number 33, coming back onto the court.
Scott now over on the left at Stickles. And they count. Oh, they called a walk. He walked before he put it up. The official up top got confirmation from the one underneath. They both agreed it was a travel, so call it a turnover. And quickly, here comes Clearwater. Way off the mark. And he will hear about that the rest of the night.
I believe he will.
The Eagles are playing a little sloppy right now. Once they get their rhythm, I think they'll be okay, but they just seem a little out of sync. This is Scott up top. Yes.
There's 3.
Tyler Scott.
And that's what we need if we're going to find our rhythm tonight. We need to set up the offense, be patient, make 3 or 4 good passes before we even try to take a shot. And when we do, make sure it's a good open look.
That's Paularine going up against. I'm having a hard time early on finding out who these fouls are.
Looks like it was called against number 3, Evan Templeton. That'll be his first and the team's 6th already. as we're not even close to halfway through the first half.
Well, I'm glad you're catching it.
In for the Cougars, number 5, Eric McCray.
As
And number
was
22,
much different in the
Jonah
girls'
Dew.
game, where there weren't very many substitutions at all for Clearwater. They didn't have a deep bench. The men's team has a bench where they're able to substitute 8, 9, 10 players, and that should keep them fresh throughout this ball game.
Clearwater was able to make one of those free throws. Scores now 11-4. 11-5, excuse me. They make both.
This is Scott on the far right. Scott again. Oh, he wanted to. He wanted to pull that tree. Now he's going to take it. Wow.
Wow.
2. Give him a 2.
That was only a 2-pointer, but impressive to make it look like he wanted to take that 3-step in and then.
Excellent defense from Getch. I thought they got him on the travel, but it's a
Colin
layup.
DeHate.
DeHate with the 2 underneath. Blocking. So given 2 and a chance for a three-point attempt. Brent Stickles, 3-point play rather. Stickles taking it up strong.
Looked like the foul was against number 32, David Paulerine. Might have had his
In
feet
for the
just inside that
Cougars,
restricted
number
circle
31,
as Brent Stickles
Charlie Brown.
soared above him to get the 2-point basket, now hoping to make it a 3-point play.
Now I feel in the last couple of possessions that the Eagles are getting into their flow where they're looking for lanes and they're going to penetrate. Penetrate and kick.
Free throw's good. Taking the score 16-7 with 13 minutes remaining here in this first half.
That foul's going to go against Stickles as he and a player from Clearwater get tied up over in front of the rowdy student section here at Pensacola Christian.
And already Clearwater Cougars are in the bonus as they'll head to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
17 fouls and still 13 minutes left in the first half.
Hopefully the Eagles will find another way to channel all of this enthusiasm coming into this rivalry game.
We've seen games where the officials come in early. They know the history of the rivalry, so they want to set the tone. As long as they're consistent with fouls on both teams, I don't have a problem with that. And so far, they've done a fine job. The Eagles have been much more aggressive, and that's why they're getting more foul calls. Getch up top is going to take a inside the arc 2-point shot. Nice
Mike
follow through.
Getch.
And a timeout for the Eagles as they're going to set up a defensive play to try to keep Clearwater
30-second timeout called
from
by
coming
the
down
Eagles.
and trimming this lead. With a 9-point lead, Coach Getch is hoping to put that pressure on and get this thing into double digits.
All right, I think now Coach realizes, along with the players of the Eagles, that we've found a rhythm. And he wants to make sure that we stick with that and we don't
Let's hear
get
it
too
for
caught up in the hype of the
Igor.
game and start making stupid mistakes where we commit turnovers or take our foul count even higher than it already is.
You are watching Pensacola Christian College Sports. This is Eagles basketball via the web and live streaming in high definition.
You saw there the frustration on the face of the coach for Clearwater, Mr. Mike Tuma, as his team trails by 9 points, almost halfway here in the first half.
Now that was a nice offensive set as Jonah Drew found position underneath. Did not make the lay-in, but was able to draw the foul against Paulson. And Drew will go to the line. Well, they called it on Skinner.
Foul on number 42.
Eventually, I'll call it right.
Looked like just a bit of a head fake under the basket to get Skinner off of his feet and then kind of lean into him as he put the shot up.
Yes.
And sometimes that's all it takes.
Eagles defense will spread out just enough that allow Drew to get in there. And I'm a little concerned that these team fouls are going to come back to haunt the Eagles. You can have all the talent in the world and be better on paper and better on the court, but when you get a disadvantage like this early, Clearwater could take advantage of it.
I think the biggest danger of fouls is not being able to put your best players on the court.
There's a lay-in from Skinner.
Xavier Skinner.
He was in the right place at the right time. Did an excellent job following up on that shot with the offensive rebound and the 2. This is McRae on the push-off.
Great defense inside.
Eagles have numbers, 5-on-3. And count it.
Evan Templeton.
That'll be 2. No good. Looked like a bit of a travel there on the rebound.
Big rebound from Getz that time, and they get Clearwater with a foul call underneath. Foul goes against Charlie Brown, I believe, number 31. He's a freshman.
Number 35, James
And
Parks.
he immediately goes out. The coach pulls him out after he commits a foul. So 5 team fouls now against Clearwater, 8 against Pensacola Christian College. Getch being harassed. He'll get it up top. Now Getch again. Oh, he thought about it. He's going to do it. Little off the mark. Good defense. Got a hand in his face and calls that miss. That's just a terrible pass and a turnover, and here come the Eagles again.
And that's the second consecutive possession.
Number 35.
We're just running the floor at this point.
James Parks.
Parks running the lane, filling the lane, and he was rewarded with a lay-in. Way off the mark.
Not sure if that shot was tipped by Mike Getch or not, but nonetheless, it's a missed 3 and another turnover there for Clearwater Christian.
There's going to be a foul underneath. This one should go against Swaringa of Clearwater, and it does, and that'll be 16 fouls against the Cougars.
In for the Eagles, number 32, Adam Paulson, and number 22, Stephen Dunshire.
I don't want to jinx this thing early, but the Eagles are on pace to score a lot of points. They're on pace to score 100.
I think you're right.
Can they keep it up is the question, but they have the potential.
And we know just from watching past games that really the second half is where we tend to turn it on. And I don't know, maybe Coach will decide to make some substitutions, and that might limit our scoring a little bit. But like you said, at this pace, there will be no lack of baskets made for the Pensacola Christian Eagles tonight.
There's a nice drive and lay-in. Brent Stickles.
Number 20.
He just took advantage of the defender and went around to put it in. Both teams in the bonus now. And another turnover. Coaching staff of Clearwater wanted a tip on Gunshaw, but it was right in front of us, and he did not tip it. So,
ever since Pensacola switched to this man defense, Clearwater really hasn't been able to get their passes into the lane. The long arms of the Eagles have been.
There's McRae with the steal.
Enough.
And a push off and a blocking foul on Templeton. And now Coach Getch is upset because on the other end, McRae did almost the same thing, and they didn't call it.
Number 3,
allowed him
Evan
to get the steal.
Templeton.
They come down on this side and call Templeton, and the coaching staff, they just want to, call it both ways.
Seemed like there's a little bit of a dispute out on the field right now. The officials were kind of getting in the face of number 3, Evan Templeton. Not sure what went on the court there, but things are a little touchy right now. I'd hate to see a technical called in the first half.
Tip, and that should go to Clearwater, and it does. Here's Jay Torres. He is a sophomore and a crowd favorite, as the crowd lets him know, hey, we're happy you're in the game. Now they expect good defense.
He doesn't see a whole lot of playing time. He's a sophomore. Called for the foul already as he just came into the game.
And Coach Getch looked at him and raised his arms and said, why?
Foul number 10, Jay Torres.
They're in the double bonus now, see. With 10 fouls, Clearwater is shooting 2 free throws for 9 minutes of this half.
In for the Eagles,
As David Craddy goes in for Jay
David
Torres. That's our
Craddy.
third point guard in the game in the last 30 seconds of playing time. Coach is just looking for somebody that's going to get out there and maybe just play careful but intense defense.
I say we're on pace for 100. We're on pace for 40 team fouls. If they keep this up, I can't imagine they will, but this is Gunshaw up top. That's Craddy. Posting up, back to Craddy. Nice open look. And a wonderful offensive rebound. And a tip in. Will they give that to Gunshaw?
I think they will.
Gunshaw, we'll give him credit for that one as he was there for the tip in. 15-point lead for the Eagles. Lots of substitutions in this first half.
James Parks, number 35, playing center right now. Seeing a lot more playing time than he usually does. I think that might be John Andrews' foul trouble that caused that.
That was Colin DeHate for Clearwater. So they trim the lead to 13 for the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Paulson out of bounds off the top of the backboard. And Clearwater with a chance to come down and get to within
In for the Cougars,
10.
number 32, Devin Paulreen, and number 22, Jonah Dew.
beautiful look underneath to Colin DeHate.
That's two back-to-back inside baskets for Clearwater Christian. They seem to be starting to make more of their baskets percentage-wise. There's another turnover by the Eagles.
Just a little sloppy right now. They had a moment of fine basketball, then they've crept back into this sloppy passing.
Yeah, this game has kind of progressed in spurts, you know, like you'll see aggressive D and good offense, and then the opposite.
See what the call is underneath. Looks like it went out of bounds.
Full timeout by the PCC
Full timeout
Eagles.
for Pensacola Christian, and we will take timeout with them. With your score, 28-17, Pensacola Christian. Cheerleaders getting the crowd involved, and Igor, the mascot, doing his best tumbling imitation.
Scott Smith, our statistician, just let me know that 9 of the 17 points for Clearwater Christian are free throws, and there's 0 for 6 from the three-point line. So I think what we're going to have to do on defense is, as we saw the last couple sequences where they were able to get some easy inside baskets, really just clog that lane, maybe give them the outside shot every once in a while since they're not really making it, or at least till they find the rhythm.
All right, here come the Eagles. Up by 11. A little less than 8 minutes to go in this first half. Gunshaw posted up underneath. He's on the weak side for the rebound, but it's not needed. Adam Paulson with the left-handed lay-in. And here comes Clearwater. This is McRae. He is quick. Has nowhere to go with it. That's DeHate. Streaking down court, this is Paulson. He thought about dunking it, but wisely pulled up for a lay-in, and a 15-point lead now. This is McRae again. Oh, nice back door, but another turnover. And they're going to call traveling on DeHate.
Yeah, smart play by Adam Paulson there on the other end of the court at the end of that fast break.
In for the Cougars.
Could have tried to really wow the crowd with a dunk,
Horach.
but knew that someone was on his tail and decided to just put the high percentage shot in there.
DeHate got kicked in the head inadvertently. And coaching staff from Clearwater wondering how that can happen, and they call a travel, but nonetheless. And here is another foul called on Clearwater. This time it should go against number 3, Adam Van Wingarten.
Foul on number 3.
And it's a 1-and-1
Adam
situation
Van
for
Wingarten.
Pensacola Christian. To the line will be Adam Paulson.
Here we are at 6 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. And already we've seen 17 fouls called in this game. That's the number of fouls that we had in the entire girls' game that we watched right before that.
This kind of emotion, I don't know if emotion's the term. I don't feel a lot of high emotion. This kind of craziness is what we're used to.
It's almost
seeing.
frantic.
Frantic, that's the word. Frantic pace. And a lot of time, frantic turns into turnovers and bad decisions, and we've seen a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, the players get all excited and they want to keep that pace high. They feel like if
Cougars,
they slow
number
up and set up the
31,
offense, the
Charlie
crowd's going to die, whatever. But sometimes, that's just what you need to do. Be patient and look for the open shots.
Paulson extends the lead to 17, and Clearwater is in danger of getting way down in this game if they don't find some rhythm on offense. This is Hara off the mark. That's Dew. He missed underneath for the rebound to Haight.
Colin DeHate.
Parks with a nice feed underneath to Paulson.
Adam Paulson.
See, that high-low works wonderful when the screens are working right, and that time it was good.
Rebound there by Stephen Gunshaw.
Here comes Craddy. Paulson again. Oh, man, he was way off. That's Jonah Dew.
Jonah Dew.
With a nice put in. Two-handed slam. Of course, the crowd's going to let him hear about it, but it was still a nice-looking dunk.
We do have a small group of Clearwater Christian fans from the Tampa area, so not extremely far drive.
That's Gunshaw.
Steven
And when he turns to the crowd and looks for their reaction, he has the potential to really catch on fire here at the end of this half. They can get him open.
We've seen that in the last 2 games as he was able to spark the team against Huntington 2 weeks ago and then last week against Trinity.
Here come the Eagles again. It's a 2-on-1 fast break. Oh, bad pass, and they're going to call a foul, I believe.
On Stephen Gunshaw, looks like he was out of control headed down the court. And one of the Cougars
number 22,
just had his feet set. He was in the right position.
Gunshard.
Just kind of watching this game, feeling it out, it feels like the way the Eagles are playing that we're losing. You kind of get that feeling like, oh, we're not doing what we should, but then you look at the scoreboard and you see 39-21, 18-point lead. And, if we can continue to improve our play, then the margin should continue to increase.
That was bad luck that time by Paularine, as he had a good look at the basket. It just wouldn't drop for him. That's his Getch. New player into the game for the Eagles, Willis. And that's a 3.
Tyler Scott had plenty of time to look at that one. He came off the high pick from his cousin Mike Getch and put it in to take the lead to 21 points here already in the first half. Cougars will take a full timeout. 42-21 is your score. We'll take the timeout with them.
And Igor.
Yes, it was. 22 of Clearwater took the charge.
It's a long timeout. And I think the players from Clearwater needed it more than the Eagles to try to catch their breath as the Pensacola Christian College Eagles with a 21-point lead here in the first half. The story has not been the high scoring, in my opinion. The story is the 17 team fouls combined in this pace. Frantic pace, as Luke likes to call it.
You know, shooting-wise, we're actually not doing too bad. We're at 57%, which, if you're looking at an overall game stat, that's pretty good compared to Clearwater Christian's only 27% field goal shooting. But I think that comes from their three-point shooting, as they're 0 for 8 so far in the game.
Oh, that's a dandy move from Braxton Willis underneath as he gets clobbered, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
And we really see a lot of potential in this year's freshman class. We've got number 2, Braxton Willis, out on the court right now. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time in the first half of the season, but here in the second half has been getting a good number of minutes and likes to wow the crowd with his impressive ball handling skills.
He wowed me. That was beautiful. But if he's going to miss free throws, he is certainly a promising freshman.
He's able to hit 1 of 2.
Look forward to watching him for years to come here.
And if you think about it, I mean, a year ago this time, he's playing high school basketball with a bunch of 15, 16-year-old kids.
That's a very
Comes from
good way
a
to look
Christian
at it.
school. And so, you know, the competition level here is so much more than he's used to, and just the pressure of the big crowd might have gotten to him there. Had some nerves in the first shot, but hit the second.
You know, the crowd is normally a little rowdier than this, but where it's such a big deficit, it's hard for them to get too emotionally involved in the thing. There's Getch, turnaround jumper.
Mike Getch.
Nice shot off the glass. Good touch inside by the big man. Oh, and he'll get called for the foul there.
That's McRae. Little stutter step. Drew the foul. Foul goes against. Is that against?
Mike Getch, number
Getch?
33.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is Mike's second foul. Three new players in for Clearwater.
Number 22, Jonah Dew. Number 3, Adam.
As you see the substitutions on your screen.
Colin DeHate.
This is McRae at the line for Clearwater. Made it look easy. Coming our way.
Inbound pass was tipped by a Clearwater Christian Cougar, but ball goes back to the Eagles.
Probably the quickest I've moved in years.
You're getting to be part of the action tonight.
This is Getch for 3. Yes.
Mike
He turns to the crowd and gives him that Aaron Rodgers championship belt. Really gets them on their feet.
Yeah, there's McRae with a push off, and the official up top is going to call it. But he's going to tell our coaching staff to calm down, to sit down, because they were calling for it before he had a chance to make the call. So he tells the Pensacola Christian bench to sit down, let me do my job. I got it. But McRae did use that hand to push off.
He did. I think a lot of times coaching staffs just have the mentality of it's us against the officials, because a lot of times, you know, that's what it appears to be. But in that case, they called it for us.
Getch would love to pop another 3 here and get this crowd completely insane. And there's a technical
foul.
Yeah, both coaching staffs equally have really given the officials a hard time tonight. And this time, Clearwater's coach.
Mike Tuma is his name.
Yeah, matter of fact, I believe he's a graduate from here, if I'm not mistaken. I think. If it's the same Tuma, went to school with him some time ago. I could be wrong. I went to school with a Tuma, so don't quote me on that. I'm live on the air, so Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Getch is shooting both technical free throws.
He makes both.
They'll get the ball.
And Tuma hasn't seemed to be the more vocal of the two coaching staffs, but sometimes they say just the right thing to the ref to get that technical foul called. See number 21, Jeff Luera, in, and they'll call him for a travel. Not sure what he was looking at there.
In for the Eagles, number 42.
Substitution, number 42, Xavier Skinner coming in for number 33, Mike Getch.
This is the potential, Luke, to be one of those games where everyone on the bench plays. And I think we're about there anyway.
Now we see number 12 just coming into the game also, Josh Christian. They'll call number 2, Braxton Willis, on the reach-in foul there. As number 5, Eric McRae, was headed to the basket.
Foul on number 2.
So McRae will go to the line for 2 as it's 50-23. This, my friend, is a blowout right now. Things can change at halftime, but I just don't know if Clearwater has it in them. We seem more athletic this year.
Turnover by the Eagles after the free throw attempt. By Clearwater, they'll get the ball back. Another chance at this possession. Looked like he might have stepped on the line.
He did. Stepped on the far line away from us. That was Van Wingarden.
Number 41's now into the game, Tom Andrews. You've heard the name John Andrews a lot, number 50 of the Eagles. That is his younger brother. He's a freshman.
Here's another foul. Brian Era. He'll
Foul
be called for the
10,
hold.
Brian Horach.
We have seen
At the line shooting.
20
Number
fouls
41,
in 18
Tom
minutes of this
Andrews.
game. That is really incredible. Both teams in the double bonus. I'm sorry, correction, 22 fouls.
Yes.
They stopped counting on the board at 10. 22 fouls. Absolutely incredible.
Andrews, everyone likes to see him get involved.
Freshman come in and makes both of his free throws.
All right, this is McRae. Seems to be the only one for the Cougars that's doing anything of substance right now. He's the one drawing fouls and penetrating. No one else has been able to get into the action or the flow. Change that, though. That's number 23, Colin DeHate, as he goes in for the lay-in and will try to complete the three-point play.
41, Tom Andrews. At the line shooting, number 23.
We have good attendance here tonight for the Clearwater game, but like you said earlier, the crowd seems maybe a little flat. I think they were expecting a lot more competition tonight out of Clearwater, as last year we lost to them by just a few at home. But keep in mind that Clearwater has lost 4 of their 5 starters from last year.
There's a delay of game warning this time against Clearwater, as the Clearwater player threw the ball to the official instead of just handing it to the Eagles player. So both benches have been warned now for a delay of game. That's Andrews. Going to get his own rebound. That's Willis. He took a terrible shot from the corner. Got his own rebound, went in, went up, made it look easy. And back down on this end, it's Jonah Dew. Andrews way up top. Going to drive in. Oh, he wants to take it all the way. And he does, and will draw another foul.
He'll go to the line here. Hopefully he'll be able to stay 100% tonight.
Colin DeHate, number 23, picks up the foul.
That really is a pure stroke. You see there from the freshman, just a sign of a lot of fundamentals that have been invested in him in hours and hours of practice. There he is, 4 for 4 on the night.
So we're under a minute, as you see on your screen. And so far, it hasn't been close. Andrews got a piece of that one. And it should be a turnover, Eagles ball. See what the call is. More substitutions.
Looks like the ball will stay
And
down here.
It's Clearwater, so they have a much better advantage than I do. But Clearwater gets it underneath their own basket. Blocked again. Willis, yes.
Braxton Willis.
Well, he has certainly come in and contributed, that is for sure. Dew, no good. Skinner, and here comes Willis again, and they're going to hold for the last shot. Maybe. Stolen away. McCray, he'll take it up, and what do they call? Foul? Blocking foul. As you can hear, the crowd does not like that at all.
Foul on number 2.
Braxton Willis called for his second foul.
There might not have been much contact there, but as we saw this exact thing happen in the girls' game earlier, if you are down there by the basket and your back is turned to the offensive player, any contact at all is going to be called for a block there.
In for the Cougars, number 4, Chris Thompson. In for the Cougars, number 33, Philip Tarza.
So 9.2 seconds to go. You would imagine that the Eagles are going to look for, well, whatever shot they can get, but it would not surprise me to see them work off a screen to get another three to go in with all of the momentum.
Charlie Brown.
But with Willis with the ball, look, maybe he may penetrate at this point. He's been hot. Clobbered, no call. Turnover, desperation shot. And that's where it takes us to halftime. Pensacola Christian College 58, Clearwater 30. We'll be back with second half action momentarily.
So you're choosing a college, and you want a lot out of a college, like high-level academics, quality faculty, and plentiful resources.
How about a focus on spiritual growth and plenty of extracurricular opportunities, all in a stable environment that has been designed to help you grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
You see, Pensacola Christian College has been the perfect fit for me, and I think you might find it to be the perfect fit for you as well.
So come join in, and you'll see why Pensacola Christian College is everything that you've been looking for.
One of the main reasons I came to PCC, the quality of the academics. I came here because I didn't want a place that would just give me an education, but a place that would really prepare me to engage my field on a professional level. I love the academics here. They're designed to push and stretch me, giving me a thorough understanding of all my subjects and a knowledge of how to use them. Going to any college and taking a couple courses wasn't what I had in mind. I wanted a place where the faculty were qualified, the subjects thoroughly explored, and courses designed with me in mind. Since the college offers a wide variety of concentrations in so many areas, I was able to study exactly what I needed.
The quality of the academics at PCC is amazing. I'm a transfer student, and compared to the other schools I went to, PCC is incredible.
Our goal is to take the theoretical, compare that with scripture, and then apply it in the classroom in a practical way.
The faculty here are fantastic. They're extremely knowledgeable and always willing to help us along every step of the way.
teachers try to focus on God in every lesson. They really bring that out in the way they come across and what they're trying to teach us from a godly, biblical perspective.
I love to see students when they finally get a concept. Working one-on-one is probably the most rewarding part of teaching.
While the academics here at PCC are fantastic, what drives our standard for excellence is our focus on the Word of God. We daily take time out with chapel and campus church services to look into God's Word. And we are blessed to hear from a variety of speakers from all over the country, as well as our own campus church pastor. Here at the campus church, the Word of God is exalted.
It is a joy to have our college students participate in the campus church while they're here. To be part of a local, vibrant church with strong biblical preaching, wonderful, worshipful music, and to get to hear so many men of God preach in chapel. And on top of all that, to have fellowship with hundreds of young people just like you that have given their life for service is an essential component of the Christian college experience.
That was one of the highlights of our day, but there's still many more to come.
That's right. Like now we're headed to one of my favorite classes of the day.
Yeah? What's that?
Lunch. Now, I don't know what you think of college food, but I bet you weren't thinking this. Now I'm heading over to the Sports Center for PE class. You know, climbing one of the largest rock walls in the country is a pretty awesome way to spend class. Come on, let me show you. Now, don't think that college is all about books and papers and homework. It's not. It's about so much more than that. It's about developing in lots of different areas. For instance, I get to do this for a class. And when you're not in class, there are all sorts of extracurricular things to do. So, whether you're attending an Eagles game with a friend, playing ball for your collegian, taking part in a fine arts program, or just sharpening your skills on the flow rider, there's always something to do.
So now you've seen a little bit of Pensacola Christian College, but there's a lot you haven't seen yet.
So take a look at us online at pccinfo.com for even more information about the college.
And we'd love to encourage you to come for a visit and stay in one of the residence halls so you can see for yourself what it's like to join in at PCC.
Now, you may be saying that all of this sounds great, but you can't really afford a college education anyway. Well, that's where the good news comes in. You see, PCC has been blessed to be one of the most affordable colleges around. And with our available scholarships and our work assistance program, money really doesn't have to be an issue.
So go ahead and visit the website and give us a call with any questions you may have.
Or come and check us out for yourself. We would love to have you join in.
Still have about 5 minutes of halftime activity remaining here at Pensacola Christian College. Halftime score is 58-30. The Eagles with the commanding lead. My name is Jeff Surgeon, and I'm pleased to have sitting beside me Dr. Troy Shoemaker. Dr. Shoemaker is the president of Pensacola Christian College. Dr. Shoemaker, what do you think of the atmosphere?
Well, Jeff, it's been a great night. The students are full of energy. We had a great artist series last night. And then tonight to finish the weekend with a big game like this, and we just don't seem to be able to miss. That just adds to the energy.
It does. And it'll be just as exciting, we anticipate, in a couple of weeks when Bob Jones comes calling. This is, I believe, their first year with a true NCCAA team, so that's going to be exciting as well. This is our first year and really our second weekend of online live streaming of Eagle sports.
Yep.
This is something that you've wanted to do for some time, and you got some folks involved in it, and everyone got together and we're making it happen. Tell us a little bit about how that came to fruition and the things that we're doing at the college.
Well, we are excited to be able to show these games to our alumni and friends across the country and really around the world. We've really taken ownership of our online presence here in the last year, and we're making sure that people who visit us online, both on our website and through Twitter and Facebook, see us and get a positive report from us. And this is a great atmosphere for people to be able to join in. I know a lot of our alumni have asked, is there any way we could know what's going on back home in Pensacola? So this is a great way to shout out to all of our alumni and friends, former students.
We do this with a company called Livestream, and it's really neat. The viewers have an opportunity to comment, and I know we've gotten a lot of comments tonight live during the game complimenting the way it looks, and it's only going to get better from here, so we're excited about that.
Well, that's great. I know Dr. Horton, our founder and first president, is watching the game at home tonight by way of this live stream. And so, Dr. Horton, it's great to have you watching us. We wish you were here with us, and we look forward to having you here in person.
Dr. Shoemaker, there are a lot of team fouls. Do you have any eligibility left? You can suit up for the Eagles if they run out of players.
It's been a long time since I played ball, and not very well. Let me just leave it at that.
Well, thank you for stopping by. We certainly appreciate
Thank you, Jeff.
taking time to talk to us.
Doing a great job.
Thank you. That's Dr. Troy Shoemaker, president of Pensacola Christian College. We certainly enjoyed having him stop by. It was a surprise, but a pleasant surprise. And he is a favorite of the students here at the college at Pensacola Christian. A couple of minutes away from the second half action. Luke Harrison is setting back down. You're putting on the headset that the doctor just took off. Do you feel any different?
No, but I don't think I'm going to wash my hair for a week.
Yeah, we've had a wonderful evening here with the ladies with their commanding win, and then the men team with a 28-point lead. Dr. Shoemaker mentioned that we can't miss right now, and that's a lot of it, plus some poor, I don't want to say poor play, but just some shots that just haven't fallen for Clearwater.
Yeah, I think what Clearwater's really missing right now is that three-point game. It's so vital at this level of play. You know, sometimes in high school you can get away with not having a main shooter, but you know, Clearwater just hasn't been able to hit a single three. They're 0 for 11 overall, shooting 24% from the field. Like you said, it's just shooting for them. And I mean, here, how about this? Eagles 60% from the court today. 85% shooting free throws as a team, 5 for 11 from three-point. That's doing some rough math. It's around 40%.
Yeah.
We're just, you know, we're really out shooting them, and you know, home court advantage is really something that is propelling us ahead of them. We've got well spread scoring. Mike is our leader. Mike Getch, number 33, with 11. But right behind him, you have Adam Paulson with 10, Tyler Scott with 8, and then Braxton Willis, actually the freshman, with 5, is right behind him. I think we're seeing the spread scoring as a result of all the substitutions. The coach giving players that don't get a whole lot of playing time a chance to play.
I would imagine, just to keep some kids fresh, you'll see the starters maybe come in for 7 or 8 minutes, and if they keep this lead, you'll see a lot of the bench players even into the third string into the second half. The Eagles will once again take on Clearwater next weekend down at Clearwater. So if this continues and this holds, there will be a revenge factor. that is a tough place to play. That down there is just a different world. And you go down there, the crowd gets into it, and it's sometimes a hard place to shoot, so I've been told. So, they can't let up here, obviously, but then they can't let up when they go there and just assume because they won by 10, 15, 20 points or whatever the result may be here, if it holds up. They got to keep that mentality going into when they play them at their place.
And, you have to look at history in this case. We've said it before, we have about a 15-point swing here at home. And the odds that we will shoot this well and they will shoot this poorly, again, not really that likely. As Stephen Gunshaw comes in and misses the first shot of the half, but that shot wouldn't have counted anyways as Adam Paulson was called for the player control foul under the basket.
Well, for those of you watching on the internet or on your tablet or your mobile device, we hope you're enjoying our presentation of Pensacola Christian College Eagles sports and men's basketball. It has been fun to get this project on the air and on the web, and we look forward to doing many more games with you throughout the coming seasons. Right now, we focus our attention on the second half, Pensacola Christian and Clearwater. As the defensive pressure continues, Clearwater just having a tough time getting anything to fall, but Jonah Dew with a 2. Getch to Gunshaw. Wow, that was pretty.
A very clean look there. Good assist by Mike Getch. And Gunshaw able to just turn to the basket and put in the easy layup. Taking the lead now to 28 points. I wouldn't say that I look for the Eagles to drastically increase the margin, but I think at least maintain it as we see substitutions come in here in a few minutes. Like you said, they have put almost all the starters in with the exception of John Andrews, number 50. James Parks is actually in for him.
I think they called that one on Paulson. They did.
Foul on number 32, Adam Paulson.
And that's his third.
At the line shooting, number 22, Jonah Dew.
And already 2 team fouls against the Eagles. And we are just barely over a minute into this second half.
When this many fouls are called in one game, you start to maybe overanalyze all the contact and think, oh, that's foul, that's foul. Maybe they're not being more physical. Maybe the refs are just a little more touchy tonight.
Gunshaw had a streak to the basket, and Craddy missed him. Here's Getch. Easy lane to the hoop. Missed the shot, but he'll be fouled by Devin Paulerine.
Foul on number 32, Adam Paulson.
Public address announcer calling it on one of our own players.
32, Devin Paulerine.
And I'm glad to know that he and I pronounce the same Paulerine the same way, because I struggle with these pronunciations sometimes.
Yeah, Clearwater does have a few names that are hard to pronounce.
So if you're a Clearwater fan and you're listening, my apologies if we've slaughtered a name or two. Crowd really giving it to McRae now. Every time he dribbles the basketball, they're letting him know it. Well, each player.
Pensacola's in that man defense that we saw them switch to early on in the first half. That was really what shut down Clearwater, kept them from scoring many points at all.
Somebody missed an assignment.
Number 23.
That's Colin DeHate. Wide open underneath.
I believe that's 13 points tonight for him. Should be the team leader. The crowd would really like to see a three-pointer here at this point in the game.
They'll take that. Adam Paulson. Nice dribble and drive, and he took it all the way in. The Eagles still with a 27-point lead. McRae is so quick. He doesn't get any help.
That's something we see a lot from Adam Paulson and Brent Stickles as well. Just once they decide they're going to take it to the basket, there really isn't a whole lot that could stop them. They're able to weave through traffic. And there's Mike Getch, number 33 from the top of the key with a three-pointer. The Eagles now have a commanding 30-point lead as the score is 65-35, 17 minutes remaining here in the second half.
And back on this end, they call the foul on Parks, as it looks to be Colin DeHate will go to the free throw line for 2.
Foul on number
You know, that time
35,
McCray, now I know
James
he's
Parks.
smaller in stature compared to some of these guys, but McCray may have been better off just taking it up than trying to dish it off. They're lucky that they got the foul call. It was almost a turnover.
In for the Eagles, number
After
50,
2 quick fouls
John
early in the game,
Andrews.
John Andrews was, he found his place on the bench until now. And he's just come in for James Parks. Hopefully he'll be able to contribute here. Eagles not able to come down with the rebound after the free throw attempt for Clearwater.
Just nothing working on offense. This defense is just smothering by the Eagles. And they're going to call a foul on Getch.
Foul number 33.
Fourth team foul.
Mike
No,
Getch.
excuse me. Second team foul.
Now is that should be 3 on Getch, I believe.
I've missed it. I relied on the scoreboard that time, and it got me in trouble. Foul was on Getch, as Brian Horick is at the line for Clearwater. And that is 4 team fouls on the Pensacola Christian Eagles. That's what I get for looking at the scoreboard for team fouls. All right, here comes Pensacola Christian. 27-point lead, and they want more. Here's Gunshaw. Thought about it. Getch. It's cross court. Wide open. Craddy. No good. Officials see it the same way, so they'll give the ball to Clearwater. The Eagles' defense has not let up in this second half. They are smothering Clearwater. That time, McCray took it all the way in, and he drew the foul. Foul will go against David Craddy.
Foul number 23, David Craddy.
And here
for the Eagles,
comes number 11, Tyler Scott.
Saw McCray really turn on the afterburners there as he was headed past half court, and I was able to draw contact from David Craddy. Fortunately, that's only 1 on him. Not something that can be said for many players on the Eagles team right now.
Brian Horick, he misses a 3. A wide open look. Offensive rebound. That's Jonah Dew. Tyler Scott thought about passing it down, but he's going to hold it up. Now there's Gunshaw wide open. Yes.
Steven Gunshard.
And back down on this end, it's Brian Horick. No good again. Tyler Scott between the legs. Here's Craddy. Scott. Good ball movement. Good patience. Here's Gunshaw again.
Steven Gunshard.
This is what we knew he could do. Stolen away from Andrews. Saved. And Scott comes away with the loose ball.
Gunshaw open again on the line. Tyler Scott says, let's stop while we're ahead here, not try for a third.
Gunshaw's going to come off a screen over here. Here it is.
You know, that's 9 consecutive points for Steven Gunshaw. Absolutely incredible.
If you remember, I believe it was against Trinity or Huntington.
Trinity it was, where he did the exact same thing.
Came in and had 8 points in a row. And this is a 9-0 run for Gunshaw.
Yeah, you would say the Eagles, but it's been 3 consecutive shots by Gunshaw. And I'm surprised that we don't see Clearwater trying to take away that 3-point shot. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of work involved in getting Steven open. He was just kind of there.
74-38. Eagles with a commanding lead, and we'll take a quick timeout. Folks, it's a blowout. That's all I can say. Sometimes you just have one of those nights like Clearwater's having where shots aren't falling. They're not taking a lot of bad shots. They're just not falling. And the Eagles can do no wrong right now. And you just have to write it off if you're Clearwater as a bad night and move on. If you're the Eagles, you can't get too confident because, like you said, who shoots this way in every game?
Right.
Nobody. Oh, the crowd's going to let them hear that, but that was a good foul call. John Andrews got him with arm and body. And to the free throw line is number 22, Jonah Dew. That is 3 fouls on Andrews, and John hasn't been able to get into a rhythm at all tonight because of the 2 early fouls. He's in disbelief.
Yeah, you can see it on his face.
Turned to the crowd and shook his head, but ball out of bounds. It will be Pensacola Christian College ball.
You've been hearing the name of number 22 a lot tonight, and might be a little bit of discrepancy in the way you hear it. The official pronunciation from him is Gunshaw, like gunshot without the T, but it's such a strange spelling that it's hard to get it right unless you hear it straight from him.
Colin DeHate will be called for the reach foul against John Andrews, and Eagles will get the ball under their own basket. Tyler Scott to bring it in. There's another quick foul. Colin DeHate with another foul.
It's like he was holding number 50, John Andrews.
Yep.
He had a pretty open look there to the basket on the inbound pass.
That's a little bit of a mismatch. As we just saw.
Number 50, John Andrews.
Andrews with a rebound, and the Eagles looking to push it.
This Pensacola defense still doing a really good job of hedging and not allowing anybody inside the lane, which is good for John Andrews as he has 3 fouls. If they were to get inside, there's
Paulson
a chance he could get fouled again.
Tipped up and in, but foul before the tip in. Paulson went to the line, and he will get 2. And that foul was against number 22, Jonah Dew, his 3rd. Team foul number 4. 6 team fouls against the Eagles, so the Cougars are in a 1-1 at least the rest of the game.
We have slowed the foul pace, but still just a lot more fouls than you'd want to see. A lot of stoppage here in the game.
This is DeHate. Blocked. Blocked and a turnover. And give that block to Gunshaw.
And for the Eagles, number 3, Evan Templeton. Number 42, Xavier Skinner. And number 20, Brent Stickles.
And you heard our public address announcer telling us the players coming in for the Eagles, so we won't repeat that. And I imagine that as time wears on, you'll see more and more of the bench start to make their way, especially after the 10-minute mark. If they still have a 25-point lead or thereabouts, you'll see Coach starting to take weed out the first and second string. Nice post up. That's Andrews underneath and changed hands in midair, left-handed.
Andrews.
Beautiful.
Good to see us finally taking advantage of that mismatch there. We've got our 2 biggest guys in right now, Xavier Skinner at 6'7" and John Andrews at 6'9".
Andrews with the rebound underneath, and then he's fouled by McCray. That's just a frustration
Number
foul.
5, Eric McCray. In for the Cougars, number 31, Charlie Brown. And number 34, Danny Favero.
You're looking at the score. It's a little hard to believe, but that's where we're at. It's just been one of those nights. Tyler Scott with a pump fake and a 2-pointer, no good. Skinner
Looked like he was a little off balance there as he tried to go back up for the putback.
Nice look underneath, but Clearwater was on the end line, so that turnover will give the ball back to the Eagles. And Clearwater cannot get on the bus fast enough to go back home. This has not been their night. But they do have an opportunity for revenge in a week.
You know, it's no phenomenon in the NBA to see 100-plus points scored in a game. But here tonight, as we appear to be well on our way to that number, just impressive the amount of scoring we've been able to do.
Not afraid to pull the trigger. That's Swaringa. No good. And what are they going to call this time?
Looks like it's on Brent Stickles. Bit of a push under the basket.
1-1.
Foul on number 20. Brent Stickles.
So both teams are in the bonus from here on out.
Number 31, Charlie Brown.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we keep talking about three-point shooting in this game. Clearwater Christian is 0 for 14. Just have not been able to find the basket tonight. It's like there's a lid on it for them.
Appreciate Scott Smith helping us with stats. He helped with the girls' game broadcast, and then he moved right over to the stat seat. And both you guys do a phenomenal job on keeping up with this stuff.
I'm just trying to keep up with you.
It took me a whole half to figure out who the fouls were on. Going up, it was Templeton, and he's going to go to the line for 2. I'm concerned that this pace is going to slow way down.
Looks like both teams have kind of lost interest in the game. They're just waiting for the clock to reach 0.
It's our responsibility to keep it entertaining, so eventually we may have to go out and have a 3-point shooting contest and see how many I can miss in a row or something. Here's Templeton for his second attempt. He followed his shot, got his own rebound, got a rebound. Long cross court to Scott, wide open. Yes.
Number 11, Tyler Scott.
Impressive assist by John Andrews. Something that he possesses as a big man that you don't see a lot from centers of his size is court vision. Sometimes when he'll come up to the top of the key to run the offense, he can make some.
Templeton.
Evan Templeton.
84-48, 43-point lead for your Eagles.
Whoa! Big John.
I'm not sure who enjoyed that block more, John Andrews or the crowd.
Oh, that's great. What would it be? What would the night be without a block and a dunk?
I'll tell you, some people that really enjoyed it is the crowd sitting right behind Clearwater's bench as they had to.
Another block.
Oh, 2 in a row, man.
Now the crowd is completely, insanely fired up. Oh, Skinner almost had another steal and a breakaway. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look out.
Xavier Skinner.
The Eagles bench has come unglued. The crowd has come unglued. It's all but over with still 10.5 minutes remaining.
Oh, Andrews is just fired up now. Nice look underneath the Skinner. Oh, he missed the shot. Goodness. Here comes a mass substitution for the Eagles here. And that was Stickles hanging on the rim, I think just to save himself. Fell hard, but he got right up. I don't know how in the world he got up.
Flying high above the rim, trying to get a block.
Who was the player for Clearwater that fell?
Looked like number 3 for Clearwater.
And he's going to be the one going to the line. That's Adam Van Wingarten.
Yeah, it's a good thing Brent had the presence of mind to grab that rim up there because I think his trajectory was looking like he was going to end up on his head.
Yes. I think he saved a massive injury. Plus, he didn't really know where the opposing player was. He didn't want to fall on top of him.
When you're that high up, I guess you got a little more time to think. If I were up at the rim, I wouldn't know what to do. I don't think I've ever been there. Have you?
No. One time in high school on a ladder, putting a new net up. Other than that.
Jay Torres is into the game, as well as Braxton Willis. Really some crowd favorites here. Both of them have impressive ball handling skills, and I assume we'll see some of that from them.
Both Andrew brothers are in now. This could get interesting underneath. That's John Andrews. He's going to be slapped on the wrist, and he'll go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. And remember, we're in the bonus from here on out, and we're close to the double bonus.
Foul number 23
for Clearwater.
Colin DeHate. At the line shooting, number 50, John Andrews.
Here at the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena, we have completely filled the lower ring and good portion of the upper ring. A lot of people turning out to see this game. More and more have come in as the game has gone on. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if here in the next 4 or 5 minutes we start to see a few people file out to head back to their rooms.
20, Brent Stickles.
But it's a great game to watch. Even though it's a blowout, you enjoy seeing us perform this well.
Andrews with another rebound. Here comes McCray. Crossover dribble. Nice look underneath. That was pretty.
Saw both Andrews brothers on top of the Clearwater player there, but they'll give the foul to
50,
John.
John Andrews at the line shooting.
That's his
number
fourth.
4, Chris Thompson.
Number 4, Chris Thompson, who is a freshman forward for Clearwater. He's from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Fresh into the ball game. And he makes his mark on the stat sheet. Maybe not.
In for the Eagles, number 12, Josh Christian.
So I would assume it's safe to say the starters are gone for the rest of the night. And we'll see, as you say, the crowd favorites, some of the guys that don't get in as much.
I was just about to say, surprised to see John Andrews staying in with 4 fouls, even though the game is where it's at. But looks like James Parks will be coming in here in a second to breathe, give him a breather.
Torres takes it underneath, tried to left-handed, almost looked to be like he was going to try a reverse lay-in, but he was fouled. So a 2-shot opportunity for Torres. Torres is a 5'10" sophomore from Puerto Rico.
In for the Eagles, number 35, James Parks.
Andrews gets a nice round of applause.
Like you said early on, he wasn't able to do a whole lot as he got 2 quick fouls, but the 5 or 6 minutes he's been in here in the second half, he really impressed the crowd with 2 blocks and a couple points. There's the and one play for James Parks, fresh off the bench.
Tom Andrews started all that. He got the rebound, missed his shot, and then Parks was able to come in on the weak side
Foul
with the rebound.
4, Chris Thompson.
And he has a chance to
in for the Cougars,
get a 3-point
number
play.
32, Devin Pollarine.
So Chris Thompson, number 4 for Clearwater, was in for just a few minutes, and he's back on the bench to give Pollarine a rest. That's up and in for Parks, and the Eagles now 89-43. I don't think the question is if. The question now is when will the Eagles get 100? Because I believe the crowd will come unglued at that point.
I mean, right now, the way it's looking, we just have to put up shots. They'll go in. I mean, we're shooting 66% overall from the court. 59.
Dive for loose ball on the court, and the official makes the easy call of a jump ball. As a player for Clearwater, Dew's having a hard time getting up. Eagles ball with the alternating possession arrow. Both teams are in the double bonus.
Before the jump ball was called there, I was just about to say 59% from 3-point.
That's insane. That's something you hear about in the NCAA tournament from a 14 seed that just goes crazy and, you know.
I mean, we're having March and February here.
You just don't hear of teams shooting this well.
Especially, you take this into consideration, the Eagles don't even practice on this court. These aren't the rims that they practice on. They've come in and just been able to really get a sense as to exactly where that basket is, and we've seen them put it in several times.
Technical foul.
Foul number 23, Colin DeHate.
I believe it's going to be a technical foul. Technical foul on Jonah Dew. He said something to the official.
And sometimes it's just that the wrong thing to say at the wrong time.
The foul was
at
on.
The line shooting.
The foul was on Dew.
Braxton Willis.
Looks like another technical foul
called. Is this going to be on our coaching staff? Yeah, unsportsmanship. Okay, let's set the scene here. We had a foul on 22 Jonah Dew for the Cougars, and then he said something to the official about the foul call, was assessed a technical by one official. And then one of our coaching staff said something and was assessed a technical foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. So when we get it all sorted out, both teams will have an opportunity to shoot free throws. And I still don't know what was said. It's probably good I don't, but
I'm not sure in this case whose hands possession would end up in after.
Well, since we were shooting free throws, I would imagine
probably go back to us. I'm not sure.
We'll see. Let's just let it play out, and then we'll let the game tell us what's going to happen here.
Number 10, Brian Horach.
I don't sense there's anything that's gotten out of control. You've just got a little bit of mouthing going on the sidelines.
Maybe the official's trying to send a message, hey, you know, it's getting close to the end of the game. Really not a chance of it even being close, so there's no sense in anybody getting too upset. Let's try to settle everybody down here.
And I don't even think that the call, the technical against Pensacola, was on a coach. I think it was against either one of our players or a student helper. Looking at where they pointed to the bench. But that's nonetheless, we'll move on. Now Andrews will go to the line to shoot his 2 free throws from when he was fouled by Duke.
41, Tom
so now
Andrews.
We're back into the flow of the
when he got fouled
the original game when
15 minutes ago.
Correct.
There's that smooth stroke. Tom Andrews, 100% from the line tonight.
And for the Cougars, number 33, Philip Tarza.
He's the shorter and definitely the more soft-spoken of the two Andrews brothers, but he does have a real nice touch with the basketball that took John a while to catch on to.
So Clearwater takes a timeout before the inbounds pass. It's a 20-second timeout.
30-second timeout called by the Cougars.
Well, I call it a 20. 93-45, Pensacola Christian with the commanding lead in this blowout in Pensacola, Florida. The Eagles will improve to a winning record after tonight. They had a rough road. They have several games in a row on the road during the Christmas break and play some really tough competition, but they've gotten back home and been able to get some wins under the belt. And this will put them over 500. So here we go, Clearwater. McCray quickly down court. They'll find Horick. Horick up, no good.
Skying for the rebound there is number 12, Josh Christian from Chewelah, Arkansas. Sorry, Chewelah Washington.
Now, why Willis didn't just take that up is beyond me. But he was looking for an assist, and it almost turned into a nightmare for Parks, who got hit hard. Parks will go to the free throw line. 8:39 remaining, both teams in the double bonus.
Score is now 94-45, 1 point away from a 50-point difference. There it is. Now a 50-point lead for your Pensacola Christian College Eagles, just 5 points away from 100. Eagles now have 4 players in double digits.
McCray going to take it under. And the foul, I believe, is going to go against Christian. Is that correct?
I couldn't tell if he said 12 or 2.
Well, Christian had his hands up. But I don't know. You're right. It's Willis. I think Josh thought it was against him as well. McCray with the miss. That's Willis, and he is fouled.
We'd like to see a little less clock stoppage here at this point in the game.
At the line
but everybody
Number 2,
keeps
Braxton
walking to the line,
Willis.
lining up. No time running off the clock, really. Just under halfway here in the second half.
Well, that foul was on McCray, and that's his 4th. As Willis pads his stats a little bit. If you are curious about the score, it's 96-46. Pensacola Christian with a 50-point lead, trying to build onto that. 97-46. And they are this close to 100 points. Trying not to foul. That's Andrews underneath. Good defense. That's the last thing he wants to do is foul. Up, no good again. Another offensive rebound. This is McCray, kick out. And a nice put in from Colin DeHate.
Philip Tarza.
Josh Christian with the 3-point attempt.
Everybody wants to take that 3 to put them at 100. Nice no-look pass, but it's blocked. Big, who was that, Tom Andrews?
That was Tom Andrews. 3 blocks, 3 real good blocks tonight from the Andrews brothers. I'm sorry, 4.
Yeah.
That's Tom's second. Who will be the Eagle to put us over 100 points? I can think of about 5 that are on the court right now that would like to be that person.
Brian Horick on the rebound block out is called for the foul. And
foul number
Torres
10,
will come
Brian
down.
Horach at the line shooting. Number 10, Jay Torres.
Crowd is stuck with us. They want to see that 100.
In for the Cougars, number 3, Adam Van Wingerden.
Still a 50-point game after that first free throw is
in for the Eagles.
Shot made by Jay Torres.
Jeff Lura.
98-48 as you see on your screen there. That's your score with 7.5 minutes remaining here in this second period.
Lane violation. No good.
Looked like number 12, Josh Christian, might have lost his balance and stepped into the paint before the ball was released by number 10, Jay Torres.
So it's a 50-point deficit for Clearwater. McCray gets in. He's clobbered. No foul. Nice 3 from Adam Van Wingerden. Good-looking shot from Adam. 98-51, Pensacola Christian. Next basket will put the Eagles at 100 or 101.
Crowd chanting, "We won 100."
There's Torres. Nope.
Oh.
And the Cougars will get possession. And Torres wanted that.
I don't think the crowd has too much to worry about getting to 100, as we still have almost 7 minutes remaining in the second half. Scores 98-51.
He's harassed by Andrews.
3 seconds
But
called.
a 3-second call. Another turnover for Clearwater.
In for the Cougars.
In comes
number 21,
Austin.
Austin Swearinga.
Swearinga. Thank you.
In for the Cougars, number 31, Charlie Brown.
You see the score, and the fans are just waiting on 100. It doesn't happen that often in college. And you hear the chant, "We want 100." So let's let this play out and see what happens. Andrews would have been better off just to take it up.
I think he saw that open spot down in the far corner, thinking Josh Christian, who's typically a pretty good three-point shooter, would settle in there and try to get that shot. Went for the no-look pass, and Josh just wasn't there.
Another good-looking shot from Adam Van Wingerton. Just wouldn't drop for him. Here comes Torres. This is Lyra. Andrews. Who's it going to be? Off the mark. And a foul call is going to go against, I believe, Andrews for over the back. And it does. Foul against Tom Andrews.
Foul on number 41, Tom Andrews.
And as I said before, both teams are in the double bonus. So
at the line shooting,
and
number 33.
It's just going to elongate this game.
Oh, yeah. In and out.
Coming back into the game, number 2,
for
Braxton
Cougars,
Willis for
number
Jay
13,
Torres.
Trevor Palm. In for the Eagles, number 2, Braxton Willis.
Rebound by Tom Andrews. Outlet to Braxton Willis.
All right, and here we go again.
Will this be the possession?
Nice post up. And they want a foul. The crowd is screaming for a foul. I don't think the officials want to call any more fouls. What a drive. That was pretty.
Great Euro
Philip
step
Tarza.
there.
Philip Tarza.
That was pretty.
Great use of your 2 steps there. He
Yes.
wove right between the defenders.
All right, here's Willis. Oh, kick out. 2 offensive rebounds. There's a foul.
Josh Christian looks like he'll head to the line. I'm sure the crowd would love to see him make both of them.
Your score, 98-53. Pensacola Christian with a commanding lead. All that is left to do now is figure out what the final score is.
Oh.
And he misses this one. The crowd wants.
12.
They just want
Obviously,
100.
they want 100. I mean, they would be happy with that. And we've been stuck at 98 for a while. And Clearwater would want nothing more than to keep Pensacola at less than 100. So there's 99. It's 99-53.
We're going to see how close we can get to 100 without getting to 100.
Here's a full timeout. Pensacola Christian's going to talk about the last 5 minutes of the game. We'll take timeout with them. 99-53, Pensacola Christian College Eagles leading the Clearwater Cougars in what has been quite interesting. The Eagles are shooting lights out tonight, and Clearwater many times just cannot buy a basket. And a blocking foul on Andrews. That's the last thing that we need, are more free throws and more fouls.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a blocking foul, but
Tom
let's.
Andrews.
I mean, he didn't really impede a shot, and it's not going to
Van
change the
Wingerden.
outcome of the game. But, you know, the refs have an obligation to do their job, I guess.
You're right.
So
That's just the fan in me coming out saying, come on.
let's just get this over with.
So the Eagles the fans have stuck around wanting 100. I'll be curious to see what happens when we get over that. I would like to think they'll stay for the whole game. And here we go. We'll let the crowd tell you if they break 100.
I doubt we'll have to say much at that point.
Reach. That's a reach in.
James Parks will go to the line. He's been doing real well from the free throw line tonight. And it looks like he's going to put us at 100. You hear the crowd in anticipation of that.
That foul was on Alex Andrews. And as you mentioned, James Parks at the line.
You see the grin on his face. He knows what the crowd's looking for.
In for the Cougars, number 4.
Everybody in the arena
Chris
almost on their
Thompson.
feet.
At the line shooting, number 5, James Parks.
Do we get free tacos if he hits 100? That's what I want.
No! Oh! We just cannot seem to get that 100-point mark. But it will be Pensacola's ball underneath. We've been within 5 points of 100 for probably 6 minutes of play time.
Yeah. It'll come. Nobody wants to miss it. That's where they're at now. They're all afraid to miss it.
I think we just want 100 too much instead of just the next basket.
And a foul. Here he another opportunity.
Pressure's on, James Parks. Pressure's on.
This is it right here. This is the one.
Foul on number 4, Chris Thompson.
Careful you don't jinx
At
it.
the line shooting, number 35,
99 to
James Parks.
53.
You know, this is almost humorous.
And a timeout, Clearwater. Is he icing the shooter?
Full timeout called by the
I'm not sure what he's trying to do.
It's another full timeout here in Pensacola, and we'll take a timeout with them. We're live in Pensacola, Florida, home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. A mystery timeout for Clearwater's coach. Score is 99 to 53. Josh Christian misses another free throw, but the Eagles get the rebound and another opportunity to get it over 100. And I think, like you said, we've been here for minutes and minutes. That's a miss from Templeton, or Willis rather, excuse me.
I think that'll be
and a foul.
Should be the 4th foul on Tom Andrews.
Tom Andrews called with the foul and we'll go back down to the other end to shoot 2.
At the line shooting, number 33, Philip Tarza.
It's just Tom's 3rd foul, but we've spent too much time at the free throw line here tonight.
And that one in for Tarza.
In for the Cougars, number 34, Danny Favero.
All right. Yet another Eagles possession, shy of 100. Now within the 4-minute mark.
Okay, this is it. I can feel it. This is the one. And they call an over the back on Tom Andrews. Crowd's going to let you know what they think.
Tom Andrews.
His fourth.
At the line shooting, number 4, Chris Thompson.
And this is just mental anguish at this point. I mean, imagine. I mean, our concern is, do we get to 100? The game's in hand. Clearwater's got a long drive home.
Right. I mean,
they have conceded defeat.
You'd expect them to just kind of let the clock run out. As we've said before, this is it. We can feel it. This will be the possession.
Here's Willis. He's going to take it. And they call a blocking foul. Is that against Trevor Palm, maybe? Number 13, Trevor Palm, is into the game for Clearwater. He is a freshman. And he will be called for the foul.
At the line shooting, number 2, Braxton Willis.
And the crowd cheering this loud certainly doesn't help the situation. There you go.
There it is, folks. We have reached 100 points. Now, if we can just reach 0-0-0 on the time. Coach Getch seems to be a little frustrated with the flow of the game at this point, or
yes,
or maybe the lack thereof.
Yes, I agree with you. That is his frustration. There's another block. That's Parks with the block. 3-on-2 fast break, 4-on-2 fast break, no look pass. And wisely they bring it back out.
We got 24 seconds on the shot clock to spend. Let's spend it all.
Oh. Danny Favaro. No, I'm sorry.
No, they called a travel.
Yeah, I thought they called a foul on Favaro.
There might have been a foul there, but yeah. I'm kind of relieved, honestly, to see a travel call there.
In for the Cougars, number 33, Philip Tarza.
So 3 minutes remaining. Second half, 100-54. Pensacola Christian College Eagles have a commanding lead. And now the only question is, what's the final score?
There's a three-pointer from number 12,
Alex Andrews. Good-looking shot. He gets in the scorebook.
I believe that's only their second three-pointer of the night. That makes them 2 for 18.
Taking it underneath was Braxton Willis. He was a little too deep under the basket, and it's a turnover.
Like the freshman, they're just trying to make something happen instead of letting the clock run down.
Yeah, he walked. Official almost didn't call it. He's like, yeah. It's a long night for the officials too. I mean, we've had, excuse me, over 20 fouls in the first half. We're probably over 20 fouls in the second half.
We're at 27 fouls here in the second half right now.
And what do we have in the first half? Close to 20.
I think it was 23.
So we're at 50 23. Team fouls. Is that correct? Is my math right?
I'm scared to say you're correct because that's the highest number I think I've ever heard. But
maybe Scott can clue us in on that. And there's a three from Josh Christian.
He's fouled as he shoots that.
And he's fouled.
He'll head to the line, hopefully to make it a 4-point play. Crowd is absolutely
foul number 4. Chris Thompson
going nuts over that play.
Shooting, number 12.
And I'm sure it'll be even louder here in about a second when he takes this next shot. Josh Christian with the 4-point play. Scores 104 to 57. There's a turnover.
And he's harassed and fouled. So Torres will go to the line. He'll shoot
Foul
two.
number 13, Trevor Palm.
We've been away from the 1-and-1 for about 20 minutes of real time, not clock time. So everybody's shooting 2. Free throw shooting is a little bit to be desired,
especially late here in the second half. But
they're
I think that just might be a fatigue factor. This has been an extremely long game.
Nice look. The shots are not falling.
Josh Christian for 3.
Josh Christian
has the crowd behind him.
There's a nice bank shot.
Alex
Alex Andrews for Clearwater. 107-59 with 1:18 to go in the ball game. .110, why not, right? Oh, backdoor, Christian blew it.
Great pass from James Parks up at the top.
Tip from Torres, and Christian is going to get it back to Torres. Now they're going to walk it up the court, maybe. They're worn out. These kids are absolutely worn out. This is Jeff Lira, and this is Torres. 37 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to do something with it. Up and fouled.
.30 seconds remaining in this game. 48-point lead with your Pensacola Christian College Eagles.
Palmer.
107.
Line shooting, number 10.
For the Clearwater Christian Cougars,
Torres.
only 59 points tonight. Jay Torres makes his first of 2 free throws as Tom Andrews, with his 4 fouls, will come in for James Parks to finish the game.
That's Jeff Lura with the offensive rebound, and that makes it 110-59. Pensacola Christian College Eagles on a night to be remembered here in Pensacola, Florida.
Great looking shot there from number 13, that fadeaway 3-pointer.
Trevor Palm.
And I would imagine the Eagles would be content just to run it out at this point. Clock's at 6, 5, 4, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. What a game.
Final score for this rivalry matchup between the Pensacola Christian College Eagles and the Clearwater Christian Cougars. Yes, you see right, 110-62.
Now we're working on a few statistics. Do you have any where you can look at real quick the leading scores? We won't keep it here real long. We know folks want to get to bed and get ready for church. But what do you have over here?
Well, here's something pretty interesting for you. We saw a lot more fouling going on in the second half than the first, but overall just a ridiculous amount. We talked about how many team fouls there were. There were 99 free throws shot in this game. 99.
Wow.
Now, as a team, the Eagles, shooting from the free throw line, were at 58%. That's not,